How you doing?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
I'm fine. May I ask for your name, ma'am?
I'm Susan Manford Ratcliffe,
Okay. Okay. And what year did you graduate from Scotlandville?
1971
Okay.
was the year I graduated.
So can you describe Scotlandville when you went here?
Scullonville, when I was here going to school, was more like a loving and caring family. We did a lot of things, and our teachers encouraged us strongly to get an education.
Yeah.
That there was nothing more important than getting an education. We did have other activities. I was a major at, and I was participating for basketball as a dancer.
Interesting. And when you were here, did we have a football team?
Yes, we did.
Okay. And what was the mascot and the colors when you were here? If you remember.
They were black and gold. They were the Hornets.
Okay. Okay. And besides Scotlandville School, how can you describe the community of Scotlandville?
The community was a close-knit community because everybody knew everybody. We also knew where each other lived at. So it was more of a close-knit community, and the community then was very tight because you had a lot of houses and buildings. Whereas you look at the community now, you don't have that many houses and businesses. Scotlandville had its own, more or less like business, like downtown Scotland.
Okay. And do you know any historical factors of the community? Like just, yeah.
Historical factors, I remember riding the blue and white bus. You didn't have to worry about having your own car.
And do you know that was the name of the other bus?
It was London's buses. What we call them, Scotlandville buses.
Yeah.
They were blue and white buses.
Okay.
And London's cab. You need a cab.
Do you know anything about Scottsbluff on Southern University?
The Bluff.
Yes.
Well, that's where I graduated from Southern.
Okay.
And there again, you just about knew most everybody that, like living in a dormitory, you knew everybody in the dormitory because you're seeing each other all the time, every day, or you're taking classes with them, or you are in the cafeteria line. So you had a chance to learn each other.
And what role has Southern played in this area, if you know? Did it play a big role, or?
Yes, Southern played a big role because of, as blacks, you could not attend LSU. So you had to go to Southern University. So when you graduated and you go on to college, most people went to Southern University.
Okay, so it basically kind of made a safe haven for African Americans who couldn't get in any other school. They can just go there.
They can go
that
there.
was basically the community school.
Community school. And of course you did not know people to even go out of school. But there are some people who went and who was able to go leave Louisiana.
Okay. Okay, do you know anything about the interstate and what was there before the interstate?
The what?
The interstate. Did you live around this area?
Yes.
Okay, where did you live? I didn't even ask.
My address was 9767 Scenic Highway.
Oh, so you stayed along the scenic?
I stayed on the Scenic Highway. So now when the interstate came through, that tore down our house because it took part of our street and house.
Really? So
because they widened it.
So did they ask y'all to have that piece of land, or did they just kind of enforce it?
It's more or less enforced, I think, in the time.
Okay. So do you know like any of the businesses or stores or laundromats or barbershops, things like that were along that area where they made the interstate?
Yes, they had the Wishadell's Dream Club. They had we called it the poultry, whereas you can buy chickens.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it was everything you need was right here in Scotland, unless you need to catch the bus to go to downtown 3rd Street to do more shopping as far as clothing. But the grocery stores were walking distance.
And how did making the interstate and clearing most of those important places out affect Scotlandville?
It affects Collinville because those black businesses are no longer there. And there were very few, if any, moved away to what have more or less died with those businesses no longer being there. Because you had everything you need from the hardware store to the grocery store. You didn't have to worry about a big grocery store at that time. That was, you had the little mom and pops corner stores.
And do you know anything about what was on the land that our school now sits on prior to it being here? Do you know?
No, that I don't know. Prior to it was Scotlandville High School, and then we had a Scotlandville Junior High.
Yeah,
And we had a North Scotlandville Elementary. So those are the schools I went to. North Scotlandville.
So everybody just went there and graduated on to go to the next school, and the next school.
You know what school you would be going to,
Yeah.
because of your community at that time.
And did I had one more question, but I lost train of thought. Sometimes I hear from older people about how the community kind of helped raise everyone. Like it took
It was the village.
to raise them. It was kind of like that.
It was like that because we knew each other.
Everybody knew everybody.
Everybody knew if they was working, or if it's raining, you want to come and pick your child up. If you had room, you pick up your neighbor's children.
Yeah.
Because you're all living right there together.
And did y'all, like, cause some people had their own gardens and things. Some people, raise their own crops. Cause my grandparents, they're probably your age. And they did that because they stayed right on Huron Street.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know the plumbers, but
The plumbers.
those are my family members, and they did that kind of stuff. So did your family do that?
No, my mom didn't, but my grandparents that lived in Zachary, they did the farm.
Oh, okay.
So we just go and get what we need from them. They killed the hogs and all that stuff in October.
And my last question would be, how did life change around here? Like, from how you grew up and from now, how we're growing up? Like, what's the difference? What are the pros and cons of both?
Okay, what it was then was, for us during our time, with having a community base and knowing each other, we helped out each other. And as I stated before, growing up, every child that went to high school, most of them went to college. If they didn't go to college, they had some kind of trade, or they went to the Army or the Navy. They did military. So that's how that was, as far as sharing and caring.
And what about now? What would you say is the big picture or difference in the two?
Like now, some people don't even know their neighbor. They don't know too much about them. They just see them and coming. And I know that in our neighborhood, if you had a problem with your bike, there was somebody in the neighborhood to help fix your bike or help you to sew something. We didn't throw clothes away. We sewed them.
Yeah.
We mend them. So that's what we did. That's also part of caring and sharing and learning how to cook.
I think I have a couple more questions. I'm sorry. And I was hearing someone else, and they said, how they didn't know, they lived like they were rich, even though they didn't know how poor they were. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, they might have had a certain amount of clothing, like they might have had 5 dresses for every day of the week. How was your life like dealing with that? Like,
oh, we had school clothes and we had church clothes. So, because we did not use uniform, we had on our
so y'all didn't have uniforms here?
So we used street clothes. But there were rules as far as how short they could be, that type of thing.
And could the women wear pants or no?
Well, back then they wasn't wearing too many pants. girls was wearing dresses. You're a girl, you wear dresses. They didn't, it wasn't, maybe some of them wore pants, but it wasn't that many. More or less wore dresses or skirts.
Okay, well, that's all I have for now. Thank you. I appreciate it.
More than well.